facilities is a persistent social problem in Nigerian urban centers. Despite the inadequacy of infrastructure provision, the available facilities have been consistently vandalized by vandals. This has undoubtedly strained the limited resources of government at the federal, state, and local levels. This will be our focus on Saturday Discourse, which will be analyzing the impact of attacks and vandalism of Nigerian government infrastructure, causes, consequences, and mitigation. I am Abdullah Hejia, your anchor. Do stay with us, we'll be right back shortly. Glad to know you're still there. Let's begin from the health sector. Get towards a nation free from illness, infections, and other health related issues was the goal of the health sector in the FCT in the year 2024. However, it projects improvements of the health indices with a call on government to end health tourism as well as exit of health practitioners seeking greener pastures elsewhere. Cecilia Julius reviews activities and challenges of the health sector in the previous year.
Massive sensitization and immunization against deadly diseases and infections, coupled with awareness on global hand washing, exclusive breastfeeding, nutrition, and vaccination of target groups in the FCT, especially among the grassroots, were some of the activities embarked on in 2024. They, however, hope that 2025 will see the fulfillment of a disease-free FCT, where access to equipped health facilities, adequate funding, and prompt response of well-trained health practitioners for health needs and emergency is met.
City Health Insurance Scheme that registers the vulnerable. All pregnant women were just recently declared free to register on our health insurance scheme, and the baby they give birth to for the first year of its life. All these things affect health outcomes.
Recounting the achievements of the just concluded year in the health sector, Acting Director of Public Health, Dr. Dan Gadzama, says plans are underway to improve on the sector with policies already implemented to address challenges.
Started community kit search for cholera cases and all that. So because of that, we're able to mitigate the impact of cholera outbreaks. Some states recorded cases of over 100 deaths, some 200 and all that. But FCT, we had only, I think, 13 positive cases, and we recorded unfortunately, one mortality. And I can tell you that's the least in the whole country, if you check the records.
Stating challenges that bedeviled the previous year, he offers this advice.
There's a pool basket or basket funding where all resources are pulled together. And then we have developed priority areas. Okay, so those resources will now be used to address those priority challenges. Okay, and that will be used, we're going to do that for the next 3-4 years, and then we review.
While appreciating the government for its inputs, Gadzama expresses the hope to ending the exit of health practitioners from the country and health tourism. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory is grappling with a surge in vandalism of critical government infrastructure, sparking concerns among residents, security officials, and stakeholders. A particularly disturbing trend is the frequent disappearance of manhole covers on major highways, posing significant risk of road users and undermining the territory's infrastructure. In this report, Ifeoma Ojinta looks into the issue and brings up to speed.
This has become a common sight on the highways and newly constructed roads in the city center of the nation's capital.
This one is new. Look at this. Look, they just did this one now. They did it either yesterday or this morning. So they'll come to the middle of the road. By the way, this is highway, for God's sake.
Thanks to this patriotic Nigerian who has further highlighted the ills of vandals to the unsuspecting road users and government authorities in the FCT. The theft of manhole covers has become a pervasive problem, with perpetrators often selling the stolen materials as scrap metals. This does not only compromise the safety of road users, but also results in significant economic losses for the government.
People that vandalize properties, especially the manhole covers, is a very bad something, because sometimes at night when we move without light and it's very dark, those particular potholes we might fall into it, and it's very bad.
I think they are not the kind of people that doesn't really appreciate what the government is doing. If not, this property is to serve the people and protect the environment.
As the FCT administration struggles to replace these stolen manhole covers, the FCT Police Command and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps have continually clamped down on these recalcitrant vandals. The FCT Police Command recently paraded 50 suspected vandals accused of stealing manhole covers. What measures can be taken to address this issue permanently?
One of the major challenges we've had is the penalty, for these vandals. Majority of them, when we prosecute them, take them to magistrate court, and the kind of penalty they get are very ridiculous. Some of them are just sentenced to community service. They go to sweep the market. Some of them, they are charges as low as 2,000, 5,000 naira. And of course, there have been a lot of time where we've had a lot of recidivists, where people that we have arrested before are arresting them over time, over and over again. It's because the penalties are not stringent enough.
We have to go all out. Some of these were recovered from these pantakers, and we arrested the operators of pantakers. So they have to give account of those people that brought those manhole. So it's left for them to produce them. Because after having collected it from them, having known that it is a public utility, and they are still buying from them, the onus is on them to prove beyond reasonable doubt on how they come about it.
It's more of a security issue to check vandalism. And going forward, I'm sure the FCT administration will intervene very, very seriously in terms of checking vandalism within the city.
While calling for increased security measures, some experts suggest that manhole covers can be replaced with alternative materials such as concrete or other non-metallic substances that can have little or no market value. While these vandals remain recalcitrant, the FCT administration have continued to find other ways of protecting public infrastructure. Along the parkway, that is the Ecumenical Center Road, down to FCDA and NTA, all the manhole covers on this road have been replaced with plastic, while the road railings have been replaced with concrete. In Abuja, Ifeoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Thank you very much, Ifeoma, for that report. But it's one criminality that the city like Abuja will have to deal with head on. Well, at this moment, I'm being joined by the Secretary, Command and Control Center of the FCT Administration, in person of Dr. Peter Odumiji, who is right here with us in the studio. You're welcome to Saturday Discourse.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, this is one issue that I think we need to discuss and look at, ways of nipping it in the bud, for us to have a very safe FCT in terms of infrastructure, safe roads, beautification of the city. You agree with me?
Very well.
Okay, well, before we continue, I think we would like to take this report. Following recurring cases of vandalism of manhole covers and other infrastructure facilities in the territory, residents of Abuja are calling on relevant authorities to ensure that perpetrators are made to face the full wrath of the law to serve as deterrents to other unscrupulous persons. Odiri Ogboru sampled opinions of Abuja residents. Let's watch that.
Rails of bridges, street lights, and manhole covers are part of infrastructural development of the federal government to the benefit of the citizenry. But the issue at hand now is that these facilities are being vandalized by hoodlums in the FCT.
First of all, I must say this without any equivocation that it's a very, very bad scenario, especially in the FCT, where such things are happening. Manholes that are costly and that are meant for specific assignments. All these, what do you call them? All these babambola, commonly called scavengers, are the ones that will come and be pulling them off. They pull them off in the night or in the morning. Sometimes the bridges, they cut off the aluminium part of it, and yet they are not being arrested. This is very, very bad, especially in the nation's capital. I'm calling on the FCT minister and also the stakeholders. They must do something urgently to arrest this situation. It's very bad because it's leading to accidents. Of course, now those guys, they are even more smarter than the iron benders. They are more like criminals. Sometimes they move about like as if they are carrying all this waste, sewage or all these dustbins. So when they come around with their truck, we always see them now. They will carry it, cut it.
I've had an experience with it before. This manhole. I was driving around the central area. I wanted to enter into a shopping mall, and I didn't know that that place had been vandalized. Before you know it, pew, I didn't go home in my car that day. I was stranded. So it's really, really a pathetic situation. I think the government needs to do something about it. And from that day, I think the people that helped me to pull out my car, one of them is actually a specialist in this field. There's an alternative to it. There's a way they can do it that it can't be really easily removed. They know where these people are, where these things are taken to. They know, even me as an ordinary citizen, I know where some of these things that are stolen are taken to. So the government should swing into action, visit those sites, and then, do the needful.
Around vandalizing government property, something that is important, something that is development, something that some of other away countries are looking up it. We have it here in Nigeria and people are vandalizing it. It's not good. It's normally bad. They should get this thing structure so that they should not be buying something that is government property. Anything belongs to government, they should avoid it.
Which people?
The buyers now, condemn iron marketers, those who are buying it. You should not stop them for their own business, but they should take care.
There are there are ready buyers for them. Yes, because if you don't have person that will collect an item from you, you will not really steal it. And those people they are even more liable. They should be punished more, because if they steal this thing and they don't have already made people to really collect it.
Look, Nigerians are also calling on relevant authorities to ensure that those buying these stolen items are also brought to book. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
Well, a cross-section of FCT residents there, bearing their minds on this ugly development. Well, Dr. Peter Olumuji is still here with us, and like the report says, relevant authorities. You're part of the relevant authorities. Let's look at this issue. It is one social problem that cities will have to deal with. Vandalism of public infrastructure is not a new thing, but the disturbing trend is the recent development of it recurring and recurring. What are we actually doing as far as the FCT administration is concerned, the security agencies in the FCT?
Yes, firstly, I want to appreciate the residents of the Federal Capital Territory, because you could see the high level of awareness and the concern they've also bring on board on this disturbing trend of the sewage manhole cover vandalization. And you should know that the security agencies have not been sleeping, and a lot of progress have been made. One basic thing I want the residents to understand, is that anyone that decided to vandalize any critical infrastructure and any national asset, that person is an enemy of the state. And that person has become a criminal because these are infrastructures that have been put in place for the benefit of every one of us. And if you now decide to go and vandalize them, then what you are simply saying is that you are not part of us. But the unfortunate thing is that it is still those who reside in the FCT that are carrying out this nefarious activity. And the security agency, since we started the raid on this Panteka market, we've been to Kabusa Panteka market, we've been to Apoduse Panteka market, and other places in which we know they take these stolen items to go and sell to them. The FCT Police Command have been able, and other sister agencies have been able to arrest some suspects, which definitely are going to face the wrath of the law. Then also, we also have been able to recover some of this manhood cover. The concern is, why do people have interest in removing these critical infrastructures, this manhole covers? And it's not only on these manhole covers. We also have people removing the solar panel street lights that is meant to illuminate the FCT. We also have those who also vandalize bridge rails,
Telecommunication cables,
communication cables, and the rest. And all these things have its own impact on the economy of the FCT and even on the nation at large. Even though we all know that vandalism is a global issue, but notwithstanding, we should not sit down and encourage people to start to vandalize what is being put there provided by taxpayers' money. And that is why the Minister of FCT, Barrister Yancy Wike, have given a marching order to all the security agencies that this act must stop in the FCT.
Okay, well, if the minister has given order, yes, it is very good. Now, the security agencies, don't you think they should be more proactive than reactive? We don't need to wait until such infrastructure are stolen before we begin to say we've arrested this, we've arrested. Why can't we protect the infrastructure before they are stolen?
Yes, the good news is that they are not just being reactive. There's also success stories that have been recorded in time past, but maybe because it was not brought to the media, so the people might think the security agency are just being reactive now. No, we have success stories where we've been arresting some of these suspects, these vandals. If you look at the civil defense, they paraded some of these vandals some few weeks ago, last month, which is December last year, and the police too have also been doing theirs. But the rate in which they now are to descend on this new road that has just been commissioned is what triggered people's interest. That why are people this heartless? So the security agencies have been up and doing before now, but definitely I can assure you, and I can say it without messing word, that issues of vandalism in the FCT will become a thing of the past.
Most often, this nefarious act is being perpetrated at night. Don't you think also we need more visible security presence at night? We're all residents of the FCT. We move out now. There are times you don't see security around. We need to improve that.
No, when you say there are times we don't see security around, I want to disagree with that, because I know that personnel of the Nigerian police there's this they've been visible in all nook and cranny of the FCT, and based on what the new CP of FCT, CP Tunji Disu, has also given as a marching order. There are periods you have covert operation that is being carried out, and there are periods you see visibility. During this last festive Yuletide season, we have visibility policing around the FCT. But unfortunately, these criminal elements just were able to perpetrate their nefarious act. But I would disagree that security agencies are not visible. We have visible policing in the FCT.
Okay, if they are visible, then let's get their impact in terms of protecting our infrastructure. Now, my next question is there is a market that makes this criminality thrive. Don't you think also the administration or the security agencies can take steps further in trying to probably arrest the situation from the market aspect of it?
That has already been done, and more market that have been identified has also been under the searchlight of the security agencies. I will not, because of the investigation going on, I will not want to reveal some details. But definitely, these people that are receivers, the market in which when they have stolen this, they take it to, there's this clamp down on them already. And those companies too that also benefit from these stolen items too. There's also a searchlight on them, and the arrests that have been made by the FCT Police Command. I know in due time the Commissioner of Police will be talking more on that.
Fighting criminality of such magnitude, I think, will require citizen participation. Just like we saw recently that brought all these, highlights in the media. A patriotic citizen, I think, highlighted an area that was vandalized. Don't you think, or how do you think citizens or residents of their city can support what you do and what security agencies and administration is doing to nip this in the bud?
The good news is that the residents of the FCT are being cooperative enough. If they are not, what was brought out is a concern by a resident of the FCT, because he saw the good of those infrastructure, and he was so concerned that why would a Nigerian or an FCT resident decide to go and vandalize such. Now, part of the measure the FCT administration have emplaced, is number one, using the traditional institution in getting first-hand information. We have what we call, under the Security Services Department, we have what we call citizen engagement with the traditional institution. We go meet the chiefs and we talk to them, and they engage their youth in giving real-time information. And also, the police also have what they call intelligence gathering, and all other security agencies. They are making use of that very, very well.
We must thank you very, profoundly for coming on Saturday Discourse to share your thoughts with us and guiding us on some of the things you've been doing and what we need to do to support what the FCT administration is doing, trying to, protect infrastructure in the territory. Thank you once more, Dr. Peter Olumuji, Secretary, Command and Control Center of the FCTA.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it is still Saturday Discourse. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, entertainment and sports. Do stay with us.
Relive your delightful moments via a telecast. Tell the world what gave you your happiness or pains, and for the how, where, and why. Share your joys of coronation, chieftaincy orders, engagement parties, traditional wedding ceremonies, weddings fatiha, nikah, naming ceremony, church programs, housewarming, inaugurations, award nights, school and social events, or moments of grief like burial ceremonies with many others. Don't let your events pass and your story not be told. On Memories, every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. on this station. Memories.
Thank you for staying tuned. Let's now join our entertainment desk for entertainment news.
Nigerian rapper Olamide has achieved a remarkable milestone, surpassing 1 billion career streams on Spotify. He's the first African rapper to reach this feat, thanks to his unique blend of Afro beats and collaborations. Last year, Olamide made history again as the first African rapper to be nominated for a Grammy Award. In another development, singer Portable has taken to Instagram to reveal that British rapper Skepta has given him royalties for their collaborative hit, Tony Montana. Portable expressed gratitude towards Skepta, appreciating him for not defrauding him. Skepta responded, saying he honored the agreement because he isn't greedy. Meanwhile, actor Zubi Michael has described Davido as an angel, not a human being, due to his kind and generous nature. In an interview, Zubi Michael recalled how Davido put him on a private jet for the first time in his life. He praised Davido's philanthropic efforts, saying that's why he's OBO. Davido is an angel. He's not a human being. No matter what, he can't stop helping people. Finally, American media personality Candace Owens has expressed deep admiration for Nigerians, saying she wishes she were a Nigerian. Owens praised Nigerian culture, saying they have strong family values and take marriage seriously. She also appreciated their sense of humor, saying, "I am a Nigerian, Stan. They are funny, they have very good values."
Let's get a beat on sports from our sports desk.
Anayo Iwala continues to impress with Al Arabi assisting in a 3-0 win over Kazma in Kuwait Premier League. This victory marks Al Arabi's sixth win in their last 7 matches, keeping them in the title race. Iwala, who joined Al Arabi from Tunisian giants Esperance, has become a regular starter and a key player for the side. Meanwhile, Eyimba international striker Brown Ideye aims to revive his international career, expressing his desire to represent Nigeria again. Ideye was part of the Super Eagles 2013 African Cup of Nations winning squad under late coach Stephen Keshi. He has since had intermittent appearances in the national team due to injuries and limited playing time at his previous clubs. Finally, Nigerian table tennis star Aruna Kadiri's bid for the 2025 World Table Tennis Doha Contender title ended in the semi-finals with a straight-set defeat 11-9, 11-3, 11-5 to Japan's Tomokazu Harimoto. Kadiri had earlier secured a narrow victory over Britain's Liam Pritchard to reach the quarterfinals. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
That's the size of our package on Saturday Discourse tonight. But before we go, don't forget the job of securing public infrastructure lies between you and I. So let's do our bit while security and the administration they're doing their bit also to secure such infrastructure. I am Abdullah Hajia saying good night.